Well, hello, everybody. Welcome in on this Monday. It is December the 15th, and I'm Chris Allen here on the 270 Weather Channel, weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Thanks for being here this evening because we do have several things to talk about, namely how warm it's going to get, and are there going to be thunderstorms for real? For real? Uh, yeah. I mean, okay. So let me just calm all of your fears right now. Those of you that are already pacing the floor. No need to. Now I've been perusing social media today so you don't have to. But I'm sure some of you have already come across some of these folks who are touting that Thursday is going to be a potentially severe weather day. I can assure you that as of right now, it does not look like that it's going to be that for us in the 270 or even or even close by for that matter. Um, Maybe down on the Gulf if there's enough instability. But the thing that I'm seeing is that there's the dew points are only going to be in the 50s, maybe for us. Now, if it were closer to 60, then it would kind of raise a red flag. But they're not looking like that. The instability is low. Now, near the surface, there's some what we call deep level shear. That's winds changing speed and height as you go up. There's a little bit of that, but not enough to be concerned about. So I just want to let you off the hook right now. If you see somebody posting something that there's potential for severe weather, got something on my lip. What is that? Anyway, dry skin. Ugh, dry skin. Ugh, I hate it this time of year. Potential for severe weather, severe storms, tornadoes, and you know what I'm going to say about all that. So just leave it alone. Let them be. Let them say their piece, and just ignore them and move on because we've got the real stuff going on here, and I just do not see severe weather coming. But now let's recap what's been going on for the last day or so. Um, Last 24 hours to be exact. On this Monday, December 15th, here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, we had an official high temperature today. This was about 3 o'clock this afternoon, right here at the Bowling Green Airport, 37. And that's exactly what I predicted for a high temperature today. But that's still 12 degrees colder than the normal of 49. So we're still well below normal, but hang on, hang on. I'm about to show you some really nice, more seasonable temperatures and no single digits. Yeah, this morning, most everybody started in the single digits. The official low here in Bowling Green at the airport, you see it there, 10, 10 degrees. Believe it or not, that's not a record. The record is -9, 9 below zero. So we weren't close. We were kind of close, but not close. In case you were wondering, single digits, oh my goodness. Oh, we've had it happen before. It happens. Every once in a while it happens. But the low was 10, and of course, no rainfall or any precipitation past 24 hours. If it had of Well, if we had had some precipitation, it would have been frozen for sure with those kind of temperatures. And are you going to be freezing without proper heat? Well, here's the thing. By Thursday, Some of you might be tempted to turn on your air conditioning, your AC. Hey, I'm about to show you some really warm temperatures. So get ready. Now, I know your heating and cooling, your HVAC has been getting a workout. You go from heat to cold, then you go from heat to cool. And then sometimes you're just like, I'm just going to turn on the fan and not run the heat or air conditioning because I just want some ventilation. I just want the air to stir. That's me. I'm not one of those that, has to have the thermostat setting at a certain temperature. Sometimes I just want the air to move around because I hate it to be stagnant. Don't you? In your home, at your business, you don't want stagnant air. So why not call R&R Controls, have them come out and take a look at your system, whether it be at your house or whether it be at your business, and have them just take a preventative maintenance look at your system and make sure it's ready for whatever's next. Now, I can tell you that we are going to warm up and we are going to have a chance of thunderstorms, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. The temperatures will get close, if not hit 60 by Thursday. It's like 0 to 60 in a matter of a couple of days. It's crazy. It's like the movie Fast and Furious. Well, if you want to make sure that your HVAC system is working optimally at full capacity, the way it was meant to be, then you need to contact R&R Controls. rnrhvac.com. You can go to rnrcontrols.com, or better yet, give them a call, 270-777-2024. They're waiting for your phone call, 270-777-2024, because with R&R Controls, you'll never be without. Moving on now. Here's a look at the radar here at 6:30. I wanted to time that out just right, 6:30. So here we are. It worked. Satellite and radar together, not showing anything going on. Pretty quiet. It's been a nice day, although it did start with those single digits this morning. Right now we're looking at 33 here at the airport in Bowling Green. Lots of 20s and 30s all the way around. Skies are mainly clear. The nearest clouds are way back here around Springfield, Missouri, back toward Joplin and into parts of Arkansas. But everybody else is clear. You can look at the Litchfield Hascam, courtesy of the Grayson County Emergency Management, where they're showing 30 degrees under a clear sky with a light wind coming out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Relative humidity only 43%. Nice and dry with high pressure in control. We go out to western Kentucky, the community of Gage, and you can see the beautiful stars in the sky as skies are clear and looking good. They're in Gage, Kentucky, where it's 30 degrees. Winds are light from the southwest. All right, moving on. Let's go to the Kentucky Mesonet Network, and we'll check some other temperatures from around the Commonwealth. And here in the 270, right now as of 6:31, it's 28 at the Corvette plant, 29 at Western's Ag Expo Center. The coldest, wouldn't you guess? Burkesville, Cumberland County, on the Cumberland River, with a temperature currently at 24. How warm did we get today? Well, it depends on where you were or where you are. Here's a look at the highest temperature of the day, and we had lots of mid-30s, as predicted, even some upper 30s down near the Tennessee border and the Cumberland Plateau. How cold did it get this morning? Are you ready for this? Ready to see just some single digits? Here we go. Whoo, boy. Look at this. 9 was the low temperature at the Corvette plant, 10 at Western Zag Expo Center, which was also the official low temperature here at the airport, 9 for Scottsville, 9 in Franklin, 6 was the low temperature in Russellville this morning, 7 for Morgantown and Litchfield. Ooh, look, there's a 4. The low was 4 degrees this morning in Hartford. That's in Ohio County. How about Munfordville? Your low this morning was 6. Then you see lots of 7s. Greensburg over to Columbia, Campbellsville. 6 degrees was the low in Burkesville, 8 degrees in Tompkinsville, just to kind of cover the 270. You will not get single-digit lows tonight. It's going to warm up. It's going to be a warming trend. We're going to get down into the 20s. That's a warming trend. Well, from single digits, yeah, that's a warming trend. Whoo, boy. Winds are coming out of the south, and that, along with the sunshine, is what helped us warm up today above freezing. Right now, the winds are light and from the south. And tomorrow, they will be from the south. Here's a look at the maps. Here's our little warm front and the winds, as you can see with the isobars showing southwesterly winds here, high pressure, in control of our weather. Here we are overnight tonight, midnight hour, 6 a.m. The high pressure center moves into eastern Kentucky. Therefore, being on the backside of that high, the winds certainly are going to come out of the south and west. That is going to continue to warm us up. Here we go into midday Tuesday, 6 p.m. Tuesday evening. Some renegade showers here and there, back to the west, nothing here. It's going to be Wednesday once we start to pick up on a little bit more in the way of Gulf moisture, and there you see some light rain that tries to work in here even as early as Wednesday morning, although some of the models differ on the timing of any kind of rain on Wednesday. I'm thinking the trend here is going to be a little bit later into Wednesday. But we'll see. We'll see how soon that Gulf moisture arrives. It could arrive early Wednesday morning, but more likely as we get, this is Wednesday evening and then into Thursday, because we will have a warm front followed by a big warm sector, then followed by a cold front. Now, the setup here, if we had instability, if we had a lot of what we call buoyancy, up and down motion in the atmosphere, the sun heating up the surface heating, surface-based thunderstorms, then we might be looking at some strong to severe storms, but I don't see that happening. There's going to be a big canopy of clouds that's going to cut down on instability. What we're going to see is just rain. There could be just enough convective activity to maybe pop a thunderstorm. The winds, though, are going to be gusty. So you could call these gusty thunder showers. They're not really storms, but somebody will get some thunder storms out of this system because you've got the lift of the warm front first, setting us up underneath the warm sector as we head into Thursday, midday and afternoon, and then that will be followed by a cold front. Let's move on to Friday morning. By Friday morning, the cold front's well to the east of us. Here comes kind of a backdoor front but it doesn't really have anything associated with it. It's kind of the all right, this is going to be the cool down for Friday. As you can see, the winds come in from the northwest. And Friday is actually going to be a chilly day after almost reaching near 60 on Thursday with the showers and the thunderstorms. But then we're only going to be in the upper 30s on Friday. But it's just for one day. Just for one day. Because after that, the flow returns from the south and west. There it is, breezy once again with a small chance of a shower and maybe even a little mix up here in the northern Kentucky, but that may not even happen. This is 6 a.m. Saturday, early Saturday. Here we go with the next cold front coming in for Sunday with a chance of showers. Monday with showers. And it's even going to go into Tuesday. And it's all rain. There is nothing in the next 7 days that is going to be frozen precipitation for us. It's all going to be liquid. It's all going to be rain. Let's check another model. Let's go to the European, which has been very, very accurate on nailing some of these tendencies here with, you can see just the retreat of the cold air over the next couple of days. Look how far north that deep blue, that thick blue line, the rain snow line goes way up into Canada. And then it starts to come back down, and this is going to happen right in time for the arrival of the next. Look at that system. I showed you this last night, how wound up this low pressure system is over kind of northern Minnesota, southern Canada, 982 millibar. It's a fairly stout system. But we're going to look at us, very much in the warm sector. So we're just talking about rain and even a rumble of thunder. Cannot be ruled out. But here comes a trough. Look at all that cold air diving out of the upper plains, the Midwest, the east of the Rockies. Yeah, that's coming back for Friday. Here comes Thursday afternoon. Look at the scattered showers and even a line, maybe, of gusty thunderstorms. But again, the instability is low. Yes, there's some low-level wind shear, but not enough that goes all the way up and causes what we call unidirectional concern. In other words, we don't see the wind profiles really changing all that much from low-level winds to upper winds. There's just not a whole lot of shear once you go up in altitude. So that's why I'm just not that concerned about the possibility of severe weather. Now we get on into Thursday evening, the line of showers. Maybe some of those thunderstorms come through, and very quickly, look at the colder air that will start to spill in. But the precipitation should be gone by the time colder air starts to spill in Thursday night into early Friday. So I don't foresee anything changing over from rain to snow or ice or something else. I don't see that happening. But it is going to be a colder day on Friday. As we go through time, though, here we go into Saturday, and look at the retreat once again of the rain-snow line pushing northward, and here comes the warmer air. I mean, almost immediately, we warm up on Saturday into Sunday. There's your Sunday chance of showers that I showed you earlier. That looks like it'll be just rain, because the coldest air will be up here in the Great Lakes, parts of the upper Ohio Valley. Now, we're getting close to Christmas. Here comes Monday. Here's Tuesday. Here is Wednesday, Christmas Eve. Next Wednesday, look how warm. Oh my goodness. Look how much of the country, I would say 90% of the country, of the contiguous 48, is going to be warm and even above normal. Christmas Eve, yes, I can go into Christmas Day, and here we go. Look at this. Maybe some rain and warm temperatures for Christmas Day here in the 270. Now, this is worth watching. And yes, okay. So it's 234 hours away. A lot can change, as you've heard me gripe and complain so many times here's the thing, you're going to see, and I've already seen it, somebody's going to take this one model and this one picture in one of these hours, hour 234 or whatever, and they're going to post it and say, oh, look, this is what's coming Christmas Day. But so much can change between now and then. But we do recognize patterns, and this pattern is trending warm, very warm for Christmas Day. Over even the Great Lakes, they're going to have a hard time getting frozen precipitation. They've got it depicted here as maybe some icy mix. But look at all this. This will be just rain because it's so warm. Even in the southern Rockies, the southern plains, down to Texas, onshore flow here in Southern California, getting rain. How about that? Florida looks good. I mean, everybody's going to be warm. If this holds true for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I foresee us having temperatures in the 50s, maybe even the 60s, with some rain showers. Very, very possible. Okay. Now I want to show you something different. This is something new that is kind of in experimental mode from the National Weather Service. They are putting out some new products. It is, and these are pretty impressive. And these are the kind of products that help us kind of present things in a more clarified way. And so I hope you like this. If so, I'll keep showing it. It is something that, though, in the meantime, in the present time, is experimental, but it does put things. It kind of displays things a lot clearly, I think, than it has before. Here's today, the rest of today, and you can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we go midnight tomorrow, and you see AM. Then you see on into the late morning. Here's the temperatures hour by hour. Notice we don't get into the single digits. Here's a look at, wind chill, wind speed, wind direction. And of course, it's done by, 190 degrees, 200 degrees. We're talking southwest winds. When you go 200, 210, 220, that's a southwest wind when you do, when you go around northeast, west, south, southwest. Possibility of precipitation, thunder, snow. I don't see any snow. Ice, no. Dew points, no. Low. Look at how low the dew points. Very dry. Now, here's another thing that I like. This shows over the coming days a graph of temperature. And you can see how you can hover over these little dots And this is for Bowling Green, but it's still valid for much of the 270. But specifically, this is Bowling Green, showing a high tomorrow, 46, maybe 47, happening around 2 p.m. See, I like that. It gets a little more specific. Look at these lows in the 40s next few nights. Then we go 50. Then we go 53. Now, this is when we could get closer to 60. It is showing a 57 right there at about 1, 2 o'clock on Thursday, right in there. Yeah, it's possible. We'll just have to see. Then there's that big dive on Friday that I was telling you about, the one day that we cool back down before we warm back up for Saturday and Sunday, Monday. So there's your temperature graph. Wind chills a little bit tonight, a little in the morning, or actually there's tomorrow morning. Wind chills not as cold, but that one day on Friday we'll get some wind chills. Here's a look at wind speed and direction and gusts. Notice the winds are from the south pretty much all the way through until we get that cold front coming through Thursday night into Friday. Then the winds shift direction. You see them coming from the south, then going northwest. You see that change direction. These would be the gusts. We could have gusts up to 25 miles per hour with the passage of the cold front and with those gusty storms on Thursday before the cold front. So this is just displaying everything in a much different way, and I feel like in a much clearer way. Here's a look at when it's going to rain, your chances of rain up to 70%. No, closer to 100%. Look at that. 98% as we get into Thursday afternoon. And there's your times. The highest precipitation probability, 98%, might as well say 100%, on noon Thursday and through at least 5 p.m. on Thursday. Then the rain chances go back down, come back up a little for Sunday and Monday of next week. Thunder, here again is what I was just talking about. There's really not a lot of support for thunderstorms on Thursday. Now, if these little dots you see here, and the highest it goes is 11% chance of thunder on Thursday. That's not much. If this were way up here, like 50, 75% or 100%, then I would be a little more concerned. But with it being that low, many of you may not even hear a rumble of thunder on Thursday. Then we have another chance of thunderstorms on Monday. Precipitation amounts in inches, look at this. We're looking at about a half inch plus another 15. That would be, 65 hundredths, and then another 7 hundredths. So you're looking at about 3/4 of an inch of rain total, with the rain coming in for Thursday afternoon and evening. So you kind of add those up together. Almost 3/4 of an inch. Snowfall, zip, zero, nada across the board. It even shows ice potential. Again, nothing. Dew points. See, this is what I was talking about. Now, if dew points were getting in closer to 60 on Thursday, I might be concerned. There's going to be higher dew points, yeah, around 50, but then they go right back down with the cold front. So that doesn't raise any red flags. Humidity, you can see that. And this, look at this. These are clouds. Sky cover is what they call it. So the blues indicate a clearer sky. But then when you start to see the grays and the dark grays and the charcoal colors, Obviously, that's clouds. And you can see that, yeah, Wednesday before the rain, it gets cloudy. Then it really gets cloudy with the rain on Thursday. Then we start to clear up again Friday into Saturday, then cloud back up with the rain into the beginning of next week. Isn't that cool? It's just another visual to help tell the story, I think. And I think it's pretty cool. Here's the thing that you're used to seeing, which is the model blender. And you can see that we've got near 50 tomorrow, upper 40s at least, after getting down into the 20s tonight. Then we only get down into the mid 30s tomorrow night. Then Wednesday, low 50s, upper 50s to near 60, still holding on to that. On Thursday, with the showers and perhaps those gusty thunderstorms. But then we go from near 60 to 25. That's Thursday night into Friday morning. And Friday, we only get up to 38. We go from 58 to 38. 20-degree drop in a 24-hour period. But then look, the very next day, Saturday, we go back into the mid-50s. Holy cow. And look, here we go into Christmas. This is what I was showing you when I said it looks like Christmas. It may rain, and temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s. And there it is. This is Christmas Day right here at the very end of this graph. 60 for a high, 46 for a low. Christmas Eve, 58 for a high, 45 for a low. Wow. It is going to be a warm and possibly wet Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in the 270. And really, as you saw, over a big chunk of the country, it is going to be a warm Christmas. Sorry, Bing Crosby is not going to be I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. God, I wish I could sing like Bing Crosby. Golly. One of the greatest singers ever. One of the greatest actors ever. In my book, Bing, the Bing Crosby. But no white Christmas this year. Sorry, kids. Sorry. I know. Corbin. Oh, man, I was hoping for a white Christmas. I know. I know. I know. Helen, good to know temperatures are improving and that you feel better. Yeah, I do feel better. Thank you. I'm still having a little, you can probably sense a little raspiness in my voice. It comes and goes, but I think I'm over this. I got my meds going, and it's all good. So anyway, there you go. Have a great rest of your Monday evening. Thank you for watching 270 Weather. Don't forget to subscribe, send me a star, send me any tip, support. I take tips. Yes, I do. You can see on YouTube where you can send a tip. You can do the same thing from Facebook. Send me your support. When you do that and you subscribe, you instantly get, just an appreciation from me and a big thank you for supporting 270 Weather, because what I want to do is keep this going and to expand it in whatever way God sees fit. And I do leave it up to him. It's not up to me. And it's not even up to our sponsor, R&R Controls. They would agree with me that it's up to God. My wife would agree. Some of my friends would agree. Whatever I end up doing with this is just a beginning, I feel like. And if it's to keep going, that's up to him. That's not up to me. He's already, if it's going to get bigger, it's up to him, and he's already got it planned. I truly believe that in my life, everything that happens to me is destined to happen before I even know it, and it's already taken care of. That's how I live. I believe they call that faith. Yeah. Anyway, if you can help me, great. Love you for it. Have a great evening. God bless you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the morning. News 40 sunrise at 6 a.m., News 40 at 9, and News 40 at noon. See you tomorrow.